All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another video on Bitcoin. I'll also cover the total market cap and the total 3 market cap. And then in a separate video, I'm going to cover alts. I'm going to cover ADA, Bitcoin dominance, T-Fuel, Curve, and Ponky. So in yesterday's video, right before we just bounced from this crucial support level of 100K, where we had our naked daily point of control, our naked weekly point of control, our pitchfork band. It was a really big, our anchor VWAP was there from the 89K lows. It was a really key support to bounce from, and we just bounced from it, but we were right about back testing this value area high. And I talked about how it was going to be crucial to reclaim the value area high, and if we did reclaim the value area high, we could expect much higher. Well, overnight, as I was sleeping, you can see if I zoom in here, let's zoom into like the 12-minute chart, and let's come right here. We just bounced from about here. We were coming up here and we were testing it. You can see we were seeing some resistance from it. Then when we got above it, we flipped it to support, and then we saw the mega pump. Now, in my channel, since I've been making videos in this channel, I've harped on a couple things, and one of the main things I've harped on is liquidity runs these markets. And I talk about liquidity all the time. I've been talking about the swing failure pattern of the all-time high, getting a swing failure pattern of the all-time high, and then seeing a correction down. Actually, even in my comments, somebody asked me, where's the next short here? Like, thanks, bro. Any setup on a short we could take? And I told them if we SFP the all-time high into the top of the channel. Now, the reason why I was looking for this, because the all-time high, a lot of people, when we get up there, they'll look to take their profits on that, but also it's a liquidity grab. We have stops right above the all-time high for a lot of people that long that all-time high, and you could possibly see a correction from there. So we had longed we had swing failure pattern the all-time high. We were actually creating a little bit of a consolidation pattern here on lower time frames. We were seeing this little symmetrical triangle that was forming. So something like, let me get this here. This here, and then we were seeing it from up here, something like that. And then we dumped out of the symmetrical triangle, came down to the VWAP, bounced from the VWAP, but then we just came up for another lower high. And then during the Trump inauguration, we saw a pretty aggressive dump to the downside. I think a lot of people were expecting Trump to talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin reserve, and he did not. And we just saw a dump on Bitcoin, which bring all other coins down as well. Now, Bitcoin did come down to our key level of support again around this level here, but we can look at a couple things that happened here. And unfortunately, it's not the best looking for Bitcoin right now, because if we take a Fibonacci pull from our low of the 100K bounce up to the new all-time high that we have now, and we bring it over to the lows here, and we look at our 886, we touch the 886 and we bounce from the 886. Now, unfortunately, that means there's a high probability to come take these lows eventually. Now, that doesn't mean we can't pump up higher first before we take these lows, but eventually now we have a high probability to take these lows because we bounce from the 886. Even though we bounce, we got to bounce up to here. We're kind of still forming bearish price action to the downside, and we are at the bigger all-time value area high right now. So this value area high, about 102K, is the value area high of the entire range from November 11th to present day. And this is going to be a key value area high to hold, because if we do start to confirm price action like a daily close back within this value area high, we can expect Bitcoin to trade back within the value area of this bigger range here. So if I go to my object tree and we go ahead and turn on that range here, you can see that our value area high is there right at that level. And the value area high, if we come back and reestablish price action back within this range, we can see bigger moves down. And if we do see that, unfortunately, Bitcoin can dump quite a bit more. So this value area high is going to be very, very crucial to hold. Even if we wick down and SFP the lows of the kind of this flash crash yesterday and then continue higher. So it would be kind of nice to SFP those lows into the macro POC of this range here. So we have our lows at a 101.987. Actually, is that right? Yeah. 101.987. That was our flash crash from earlier. Not earlier, yesterday. And then if we do come down to this point of control here and SFP these lows into the point of control, that would be really nice to see. All right, let me get rid of that. So now we do have the possible swing failure pattern into this POC. That's about 98.6 on Coinbase. Now, I want to talk about a couple other things. If we do lose this value area high, what can we expect? What kind of retracement can we expect? So let's go ahead and hide this bigger range, and let's turn on the range of the smaller price action that has been really important still. It's this, not that one. Okay, this range is actually also very crucial. So after that parabolic pump here, we've kind of been going more sideways and more of a established range sideways after the end of this parabola. And you can see we have a couple things lining up here in this parabola, in this value area here. We have our point of control, which is at our pitchfork band, at the bottom of our pitchfork band. But also, if we do a golden pocket pull, go from low to 89K lows to the new all-time high, and let's turn on our golden pocket. You can see our golden pocket is right there as well. So we have multiple confluences of support down here at about 96K, 96.7 to 96.8 to 96.2 is going to be that level of support here, this box, where we can look for our first level of support to be. If we change that to the 786, you can see our 786 is aligning with the value area low of this range, and that's at 93,400-ish. So that is going to be another key box of support here. Let's go ahead and change that to green. Yeah, value area low 786 there. All right, and then of course we still do have our naked daily point of control at 92K. That's going to be important. And we do have a new naked daily point of control up here. I forgot to actually mark this out, but that's what this is. So at 107.8-ish, 107.9, we have a new naked daily point of control up there near the all-time highs, near the new all-time highs. But when we saw the swing failure pattern of the all-time high, the liquidity grab of the all-time high, and we started dumping, that was a sign that, you know, we could have seen a bigger retracement to the downside. And so far we've gotten that. We're at that value area high right now. It's going to be very, very crucial to hold. You can see the value area high of the smaller range as well. Let's go to the smaller range here since December 19th. And our value area high in the pitchfork band is where we bounced from earlier here at 100K. And so if we do come down and reestablish price action within this lower value area, we do have the point of control here right around. We have a daily there as well. Let's see, our daily is somewhere. Not that one. That one's actually no longer naked. I can get rid of that one. Okay. Well, we have a daily down there, and then we also have a point of control down here, and we have our internal swing failure pattern of the last time we touched that pitchfork before we made the pump up. So there is some liquidity down there, even though it looks inconsequential, zoomed out on higher time frames. If we zoom in here, you can see it was our last touch of this pitchfork band, and we flipped it to support before we continued much higher. So we could see the swing failure pattern of this low here into the point of control and our daily there. Let's zoom out here onto the daily, and let's look at that. So yeah, that daily right here at 94,500-ish. Now, we do have a new daily that's formed right here that we can mark out on the chart. Daily level at 101,200-ish. That daily just confirmed, though, about 22 minutes ago. So it's relatively fresh here. And anytime we make a new all-time high, we can take an anchored VWAP from the all-time high, and let's just put that on the chart. And let's zoom in and look at that. What's going on here? All right, let me get rid of that. There we go. All right, so I see a couple things here. Let me clean up this chart a bit. We are still holding our anchored VWAP from the 89K lows. You can see how it's kind of acting as our support now, along with the value area high of the big range. And then we do have our daily down here as well. I think this support is the first major support I'm going to be looking for a long at. If we do look at just the local price action here, we can look up in this range. Let's zoom out onto the 30-minute chart, and we can look at this range that kind of formed from this high to local price action here. All right, we do have our daily VWAP close that just happened 22 minutes ago around the point of control. That's always something to pay attention to. And then our anchored VWAP from the all-time high is around the value area high of this range. Let's do a fib pull from the highs, the last highs here, to the lows we made. And let's turn on our golden pockets. Golden pocket is in alignment with the value area high here and our anchored VWAP. So this is going to be our first local resistance. If this is going to be a lower high and we are going to see a dump continuation, we need to watch this level here. So value area high, GP. And then let's look at the 786. The 786 is relatively close to our naked daily point of control there. So we can mark that out here. But right now, Bitcoin is looking kind of weak. Let's zoom out and look at the oscillator. So 4-hour chart, we were seeing the bearish divs, you guys. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves. Let's go to the 2-hour chart. Same thing with the 2-hour chart. Higher highs in the price action here, lower highs in the momentum waves. Swing failure pattern was confirmed. 1-hour chart. Same thing. Higher highs in price action locally. Also, higher highs between these two. So we had multiple drives of bear div on the 1-hour. Money flows coming down. We are not seeing any bear divs right now on the 1-hour chart. Let's go to the 15-minute chart and let's see if we see any bull divs. Bull divs. We're not seeing any bull divs on the 1-hour chart. 15-minute chart. If we do take these lows here, we could see. So if we take these lows into the top of the pitchfork band here, we could see some bear div, but I do not like this money flow. Look at this money flow coming out like this. So we could be looking very, very locally, and I would only take this trade if we actually confirm the swing failure pattern. So you'd wait for the reclaim of the swing failure pattern level, wait for the candle body to close at or above this level, and then you could long and put your stop below wherever it wicked to. If it wicked to this pitchfork band, then your stop would be below the pitchfork band. All right, so that is kind of it, you guys. It's not looking very strong, though. We don't have any bull divs locally. Let's zoom real in here. So I guess we are seeing like 5-minute bull divs. You can see lower lows in the price action here, higher lows in the momentum waves, but that money flow looks really bad, coming out pretty aggressively right now. It just looks bearish to me. It looks like we really need this value area high to hold us. If this value area high doesn't hold, we could dump much, much more aggressively. And we did get the swing failure pattern of the all-time high. And this is more of a higher time frame swing failure pattern because you see we chopped around up here for a bit. You could even call it a low time frame failed auction. But if we zoom out like onto the 2-hour chart, you can see the swing failure pattern that happened. We tried to get back up above it. We're just not able to. So Bitcoin, we just need to watch, but things are looking bearish. I did warn about this in Jason's VIP live stream this morning as well. If we zoom out to the daily chart, now that this daily is closing red and it looks like our momentum wave's rolling over, we have a very bearish pattern right here. We have from this high to this high, that's one bear drive. We have 3 drives of bear div. So our 1 hump here, 2 hump here, our third hump confirming, 3 drives of bear div. Our money flow has been decreasing over the days as we go down. So we have a triple drive of bear div with money flow going down, what Jason calls the Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern, at a swing failure pattern of the all-time high. This is looking like Bitcoin could see a significant retracement if we do not hold about these levels here, or gosh, if we come down to these levels, we better really hope they hold, because if not, we could be coming much lower in the range. We could actually come back down to these lows here at 89K. Now that will take a few days to happen, and alts will get totally destroyed from that, but it's a possibility we need to be watching for. All right, on to the total chart. Total chart here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. So we still have this key golden pocket here, our liquidity grab into the key golden pocket. That is going to be something we need to watch for. Also, depending on time, it might align with the bottom of the pitchfork. All right, let's get rid of this for just a second. So you can see on the daily time frame, we've just been really trading. Let me get rid of this too for a second. In this pink ascending channel, you can see, actually, let me go into like the 4-hour chart. Besides this one wick out of it, we've been trading in this peak ascending channel, and we are coming down to the midline of the channel and the pitchfork midline in red there. So we were able to reclaim the pitchfork midline, flip it into support here, continue to the top of the channel, rejected the top of the channel, rejected the top of the channel again on the all-time high test of Bitcoin. Now we're dumping. We're kind of at the midline of the channel, but if we're losing it, we also do have our pitchfork band midline, or not band, pitchfork midline that's right below us. If we lose that, we could come down much lower. We can look at the swing failure pattern of these lows into the band. It will take some time to do that. So say we chop around here for a bit, lose it, maybe bounce from the channel, reject from the midline, and then come down here. That would be something to look for. All right, let's do a fixed range volume profile pull of just this range here, this top upper sideways range, since we ended our parabolic price action. And you can see here, the bottom of the channel is aligning pretty closely with our point of control, and we could do a Fibonacci pull from the highs to the lows. Our 786 is aligning with the value area low there, and our golden pocket's probably going to be aligning with that. Yeah, okay. So look at this, you guys. This is pretty nice. Our golden pocket here is aligning with our point of control of this range, and it's also near the lows of the channel. So this is going to be our first box of support. That's around 3.25 trillion. If we get down to this level and Bitcoin is at its 96, this level here, then I would be looking for a long on Bitcoin, because our total market cap would be at support as well. All right, going back to this here. And then, yeah, the value area low at the 786 there. 786 value area low is going to be something to be watching as well. If not, we're going to swing fail these pattern into the pitchfork band. And then if that doesn't hold, man, we're going to be dumping much more. This level down here is still a key level. This is kind of like Bitcoin's 85K lows of that ascending channel price action. This is the total market cap lows, and we have a golden pocket, a more macro golden pocket there. And it's also, depending on time-wise, it could line up with the bottom of the pitchfork as well. But that would be not till like the first week of February, or like the beginning of second week of February here. So let's just see how this plays out. But if Bitcoin doesn't hold this, then we could see total market cap drop as well, because obviously all coins will bleed hard if Bitcoin bleeds hard. And yeah, speaking of altcoins, let's go into the altcoin total market cap chart. Now, the total market cap chart on altcoin, we were in that ascending channel. We broke it to the downside quite a bit more, and we did get that swing failure pattern into the golden pocket that I was looking at. If you guys go back and look at my videos from a couple weeks ago when I was covering the total chart, I kept wanting to come down to this level here. And this level is an old golden pocket based off of a high to a low that we had, but it was also our swing failure pattern. So we did swing fail the pattern into the golden pocket. So that's no longer valid. I mean, it played out, but it's over with. and then we got our big pump up. Now this channel's no longer valid either. You can see actually we got the pump up to the top of the pitchfork band, and this pitchfork band has been a nuisance for us as far as resistance goes. Resistance here, resistance here. We made it to the top of the band, but resistance here. Now resistance at the top of the band again. It looks like we're trying to lose the band right now. We might find support here, but it's not looking too good. We still do have our double bottoms here, and we have the swing failure pattern. Now the channel midline is getting a bit higher than the swing failure pattern. If it takes some time, we do have the swing failure pattern of this low, but the midline's not going to be aligning with that for a while. Let's do a range pull on this range up here. All right, so our value area low looks like it's going to align with the golden pocket. Let's check this out here. Here we go, golden pocket. All right, yeah, value area low, golden pocket here. That's going to be our first support. That's around 971 billion. If we make it down to this level here, we also have this very little internal liquidity grab here. That's not much, but there is some liquidity there. You see before this big volume candle. So there was some longs that came in right here that kind of pushed the price up. So we do have some liquidity right below it. And if we do get down to this level here, and whatever altcoin you like is at support as well, you have kind of some confirmation to get in there. First level of business is going to be losing this band, though. We're still kind of chopping right on the edge of it, but it does look like we're going to lose it because we are not seeing any real strength here. I mean, these wicks that we're seeing on all these bottoms are kind of bullish because it looks like there is some bullish buy pressure here, but it needs to hold. And if it doesn't hold, we're going to come much lower. I mean, down to this golden pocket and value area low, and if that doesn't hold, we're going to come much lower. So things are kind of looking now a little bullish after swing failure patterning that high. The liquidity grab of the high was not a good thing to see. And if we go back to Bitcoin here, this price action here is kind of hard to count because I could see 5-wave move, but our third wave is shorter than our first wave, and you don't want that to happen. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, or actually, no, we'll do this. Wave 1 here, wave 2, wave 3 up to this high, wave 4 down here, and then a wave 5 here to end your 5 waves. And then you could see an A, B, C to the downside. But this third wave is still shorter than this first wave. I measured it. If we do this here to the top, that is, oh, that's the wrong high. Here to the top here, $11,800 for our wave 1. And then if we do our wave 2 to the top up here, that's only $9,000. So it's shorter. Now, there is such a thing as an extended first wave in an Elliott, but it's very, very rare. And generally, your third wave is pretty darn close. And now $2,000 is pretty close, but as far as percentages go. But I don't like this. I don't like this as a 5-wave structure. It's just going to be key to hold this value area high that we're at now. If this value area high doesn't hold, and if we don't swing failure pattern, because we hit the local 886, if we do come down and swing fail this low into the pitchfork midline, and then we see an instant recovery, that could actually be a pretty bullish thing. But that's kind of our last hope of bullishness if this value area low doesn't hold in itself. Now, if this value area low holds now and we pump up, I would expect a lower high to come in before we come take these lows. All right, so that's the total market cap. That's total 3 market cap in Bitcoin. Let's look real quick at Ethereum. All right, let's zoom out here onto the 4-hour chart. Now, Ethereum did get a bounce from our box here, and we got a pretty big pump up to the pitchfork band, to the back test of the pitchfork band that we lost. But you can see every time we come into this band, we're losing it. And Ethereum just looks much, much weaker than Bitcoin. We're still in a bigger descending channel here from these highs to these highs to this low. And I still do like this major support down here that I've talked about in many of my videos. Okay, so this did work at first. So we did hit into that support and got a little push up. That was good for a scalp. And then we came down and lost it afterwards. But it did give us an initial reaction that was really nice. So now we can get rid of that. We did push into this one as well, but we didn't push very far into it. So I would still leave that on the chart because we could push a little bit more into this box of support here. We are rejecting from the band. Let's look at a range pull of this range here. All right. We keep rejecting from the value area high of the range. You can see this here. And our value area low is kind of holding us locally here. So we do have this value area low that's coming up again. It's also, there's some liquidity from earlier today down there, that kind of flash crash we had earlier today. It would be nicer though. Let's do a Fibonacci pull from high to low here. All right, so we did tap into the golden pocket here. I don't know if I would try it along this again then, you guys. Let's look at the 786. Okay, this could be nice. So our 786 is coming in around the channel midline of a highly respected high time frame channel, and then we've got our anchored VWAP down there from the 2500 lows. So I would do something like this here, the bottom of the anchor VWAP, because it will take some time to grind down here, so it could be in very nice alignment here. And then our bottom of our pitchfork, once again, remember the last time we hit the bottom of the pitchfork, we got a huge bounce from it. So time-wise, the bottom of the pitchfork could be close as well. And then our major support level is swing fail patterning these lows here into our big box of support. So that's really what I would like to see if we dump. And we also do have that naked weekly point of control. Actually, that was hit to the dollar. So let me get rid of that. It's not naked anymore. Above us, we still have this key level here. We have a naked daily point of control into our value area high of our bigger range. It's our 786 and it's our pitchfork band up here. And then we have the naked daily point of control, 786, and then the major weekly channel midline. This was that weekly channel I showed you guys on a few videos ago. All right, let's do this same pull here. Yeah, okay, value area high up here, 786, pitchfork. So I still think this 36.25 level is looking pretty good here. If we do lose, we are losing this band though. You can see how this band was holding a support. Let me actually clean this up here. You can see how this band was holding a support all through here, pumped up above it to the weekly range channel midline. That's this dotted ascending dotted mid line right here. Rejected pretty hard. Now that, and let me actually hide this channel for a second. Now that we're losing this pitchfork band here, it's been acting as a resistance along with our smaller range value area high. So we could dump down. I wouldn't even be considering looking for a long really. If Bitcoin looks like it's going to continue dumping, this is the level I'd be looking at for Ethereum, this purple box here. Let's do green box. Let's do 786, a VWAP. And what else was just there? 786 anchor VWAP. Oh, and the channel. Of the channel that I just hid. Right there. All right, so that's kind of what I'm looking at on Ethereum. The bigger support level down here. Now, if we do lose this pink line here, that's been our weekly trend ever since 2022, like the beginning of 2022. So if we lose that 2,500-ish level, it's not looking good. We do have, yeah, not much down there because this range here, let's do a pull of this range, a fixed range volume profile here. All right, so value area high at 26.92. Let's see. So the value area high and the point of control of this range are really close together, and it's around the channel bottom. If we do come down this low, now we still have a major support level before that. So before we even entertain that, we have to get to this major support and look at that. So, but that's just something to be aware of. If Bitcoin is going to get real bearish, then Ethereum will too, and the rest of the alts will too. Let's zoom out onto the daily. Okay, so we do have a new daily up here that was front run. So an SFP into this daily would be kind of nice, because we have the SFP of this high that was created earlier, really technically today, but it's yesterday as far as chart timing goes. And then yeah, this daily up here as well. Daily into the 0.65 golden pocket up there. That's nice. Did I just hide the pitchfork? All right, there we go. Yeah, so that's what I'd be looking at here. Let me zoom back out to the daily actually, and let's look at this daily support levels we got. So this daily was hit. That's where we bounced from a couple days ago. Yeah, this daily here. So this daily that I just marked out here that was front run yesterday, we also do have our pitchfork band around there if it takes us a couple days to get up there. And then this daily's already marked out. I just have it hidden. I think that's this one here. Yep. Okay. All right. So that's kind of it for Ethereum. I'll gotta get going, you guys. Everyone have a good day. I'm gonna make that other video in just an hour or so.